Okay, Art Collins here. I'm going to give you part two of my optimization process. I gave you a rundown on what optimization is. Just let you look at that as a refresher. If you want more detail, go back to part one of this. So we're going to use a dual moving average system for our example here. Set your charts to 5 minutes, day session only, 8:30 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. Central Time. Stipulate that any entry has to occur between 9:30 a.m. and 2 o'clock p.m. Central. Your buy trigger is when N closing average moves above P closing average. Your sell is when N goes below P closing average. You exit at 3:15 p.m. day session close. Just a very simple idea for the demonstration here. And the optimization study is determining the best numbers by optimizing N and P. So we have our chart set up. We have the system inserted in it with numbers that we haven't settled on yet. The chart spans from January 1st, 2010 through December 31st, 2018. We're withholding the last 15 months so that we can use that as the virgin data. All right, so the system's in there. We right click and we hit Format Strategies. Format. These are the two numbers we're going to be optimizing, two letters rather, N and P. And we're going to, these are, remember, the number of closes in each of the ranges. So we're going to go from 1 to 10 in both of them. That'll give us a total of 100 tests. Hit OK, OK again, and optimize. And this is going to be slow and laborious, given that everybody is jamming the bandwidths during our sequester period. But luckily, God gave us editing, so I'll just jump us forward here. This is what spits out. I've reordered it for you for convenience from best result to worst result according to return on account. That is the net profit divided by the worst drawdown. And the result gives you the percentage that your account would have increased had you started with your worst drawdown amount. So it's telling us that our little closing average should be 4, and our bigger one should be 10. First time the 4 goes above the 10, that's a buy. First time it goes below the 10, it's a sell. Do we want to settle on these numbers? Only if these numbers reside in a neighborhood of similarly good numbers. And it looks like that's pretty much the case. 5 and 8's good. 5 and 9. 4 and 9. 3 and 10's good. Might as well go with it. So we've got our bedrock numbers for the system, 4 and 10. What I like to do next, if I'm considering adding something that might act as a filter or an additional rule or anything I can think of that might improve the numbers, I'll scroll backward in time, backward, forward, and I'll look at what's actually happening with the trades. And here's an example of we're just getting too many of them, whipsawing. So, question. If instead of acting the first time the averages move, what if we make them move like X number of bars in a row? 2, 3, 4, 5 bars in a row. So we do an optimization on that. that idea went nowhere. Best one is one close in the average, which means just go to the next bar. So at this point, I guess I would be racking my brains to see if I can come up with anything else. And if it involved variables, I'd be optimizing for those, keeping the 4 and 10 original average average closes. But when you get all through all of that, you might want to optimize for stop loss. You're not always going to do that. If, for example, you've got a really nice stop loss that flows organically out of the market action rather than something arbitrary, that's always preferable. Although maybe even in that case, you might want to see if a money management stop added to it would improve things. Each of these is hundreds, so $600 stop is our best number. The whole field looks good, so we don't have to worry about a standout diamond in the rough. We can just go with 600. Next, I suppose I'd be seeing if profit targets improve things. This is always iffy. What I normally find is that no profit target at all improves things. You want to hold the trade as long as possible into the end of the day, usually. Sometimes they work, though, so I would optimize for that. Well, there's a few things to consider here. First of all, $100 profit target, $600 stop we're leaving in there. I don't like that ratio, even though it's giving me the best number. I guess I could live with three. $300 profit, $600 loss. It's not great. All right, so for the sake of argument, let's say that we go with 300 profit, 600 loss. This is what our S&P result looks like. Average closes 4 bar versus 10 bar. $300 profit, $600 loss. Our other study didn't do anything, so we threw that out. And again, this is the beginning of 2010 through the end of 2018. So our next step is to apply this to Virgin Data, the 15 months that we left out. And we're going to want to see a result better than this. Yay, we do. All right. So that part of our process pans out. This is what the Virgin Data of 2020 gave us, 2019. And we got a final step. We've got everything we like in the S&Ps. It's got to hold up in other markets, at least reasonably well in the closely related markets. The Dow, Russell, NASDAQ, mid-cap. And by cracky, it does. So if we were getting average trades that weren't less than slippage commission would be to eat them up, I'd say that that would be a successful process we just looked at. Demonstration only. That's how it's done. So appreciate you joining me, and that is it. Until next time.